What the fuck is going on a Friday night? What a way to kick off your weekend with the big bad devil daddy himself and my brother Carter over there from Riserot, as well as Carter Creative Company. Welcome to the goddamn program.
Welcome, everybody. Stoked to be back for another night. So we didn't get canceled yet, Reaper, so we're here again.
And apparently, I have to fucking thank all of you awesome motherfuckers out there in Black Flame Land for supporting this show. And we were just fucking tickled pink in our cold, black, dead hearts that you all have been definitely checking it out and enjoying what we're doing, even though we're, just kind of ranting about stuff. But it's definitely stuff that you could connect with. And tonight we're going to take you on a thrill fucking ride. But before we get to that, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers there over at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check it out. Not only can you get some of the best tattoo work out there in this great country, anyone from different states, California, New York City, all over the South, and of course the great Midwest, and also be able to get tattooed by Ink Master artists from shows past. So definitely more than just tattoos. I mean, there's a great wealth of talent there, but all of the great artists, such as myself and my Dark Queen Mischief, that do tend to haunt there every now and again, as well as the awesome performances. So when it comes to your city, make sure you go. All right. So how are you doing tonight, my brother?
Good. I got a question, though. So if you and Mischief go to these places, right, and we're looking at you right now, how do we know it's you? How do we know it's you? How do we not know that maybe there's like 10 or 11, 12, a dozen Reapers out there? When you're at a Villain Arts event, are you somewhere else? I mean, there's rumors that that Kiss had people dressing up like them and going all over the country. There was rumors that there was multiple King Diamonds, multiple even Andrew WKs. I mean, so if we see Mischief and Reaper, how do we fucking know that it's you guys?
It's pretty unmistakable at this point. I'm definitely, my makeup is somewhat inspired by two individuals, actually, not only King Diamond, but as well as Captain Spaulding, which people always mistake me for. And we're the only two motherfuckers in the whole place, a demon and a clown at this one event. So
I don't know.
Hey, there's no mistaking it. That, and we promote the fuck out of it too whenever we show up. So.
And the smell, your smell is unmistakable. So the sulfur, your sulfur cologne.
Man, I gotta get some of that.
It smells like a fart. Why would you want that shit?
I don't know. It's not quite the methane. Welcome, actor Paul Nada out in the house. What is up, brother? Always a pleasure to have you, JD. My brother. Thank you for joining this evening. We missed you. We're glad you're back. And everybody else that is currently coming in to watch us talk about this shit. So we are going to kind of just jump right into it, as we will week to week. And here is the goddamn list. All right. So starting off, we're going to start a little bit differently. We're going to say congratulations to two motherfucking legends who are celebrating anniversaries this week that, to me, I mean, growing up, monumental artists, so influential. The first one we're going to start off with is the 35th anniversary of the original first Danzig record on Deaf American Records. That was when they started off with Rick Rubin. So tell me, man, how did this album find its way to you, and what was it like listening to it for the first time?
So this one is huge for me. Okay, it's I actually have a Danzig. I don't know if you can see it on camera. A fucking Danzig skull tattoo on my fist.
Yep.
So okay, so when I was a kid, me and my good friend Eric Tran, we would have sleepovers where we would watch Headbangers Ball. The original Headbangers Ball. Well, actually, we were doing the Adam Curry and the Ricky Rackman. You know what I mean? But anyway, so the fucking video.
Did you have the hair to go with it?
Oh, dude. Okay. Adam Curry's hair and fucking tasseled leather jacket is a topic for a whole other episode. But
we can revisit that little chestnut.
I'd fuck him. You know what I mean? But anyway, so the video for "Am I Demon" comes on, right? Do you remember this video? It's a live shot, and the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen, man. It's black and white, very film noir, and he's on stage with the giant, Danzig skull. He's got the fucking kickboxing gloves on. Dude, I was just kind of like, what the fuck is this, right? I see Danzig, Deaf American, title of the album is Danzig. I didn't know a fucking thing about the Misfits or Sam Hain or anything. All I know is I'm like, wait a minute, Danzig. Isn't that band that Metallica wears all their shirts? Because I was into Metallica beforehand, obviously, Right. And I'm like, what is this? And then the video for Mother, and then so on and so forth. And I'm just like, so I was really fucking just obsessed. I wanted, because back in the day he had the hair, not the double lock, but he had the kind of like the Tony Hawk
swoop. Evil swoop, right? Is what I used to call it.
Yes. So I never knew what the fuck this dude looked like. All I knew was this jacked dude wearing fucking MMA gloves on stage with two other jacked fucking dudes. It was the coolest fucking thing ever. So to this day, the first Danzig album is in my top 5 favorite albums ever. I mean, the recording, it's a very dry early 70s proto metal, like Black Sabbath, Coven, Sir Lord Baltimore, Pentagram type of mix, right? And at that time, so much metal and so much rock was reverbed out and so affected. But the fucking first Danzig album, that was so in your fucking face that to me, I'm like, this is punk rock, but but it wasn't. It was its own fucking thing, and it stood out, and like it was life changing for me. And it was so much to the point where I was scared because I'm like, because of the satanic panic of the '80s. Like I didn't want anybody to fucking know that I was so into. They had a fucking T-shirt that on the back it had fucking the Danzig skull with skeleton arms choking Jesus, saying "God don't like it." And I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna go to hell if I fucking even look at that shirt. So of course, as a fucking maybe like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid, I was intrigued, and then all of a sudden Metallica started blowing up, and then just and then Cody. All of this fucking shit all at once happened. Metallica was like Danzig was kind of like the catalyst that got me into punk rock, death metal, black metal, everything, right? So that album from start to fucking finish is flawless. Every fucking song is perfect. I used to think that some of them were skippables, you know what I mean? You know, here and there, like Soul on Fire and
What's up, Cody?
there was some other slower songs when I wanted everything to fucking be fast. But yeah, dude, 35 years ago, I'm 47 years old. Does that not make you feel old as fuck? Or does it make you still feel super young? You know what I mean?
Makes me feel seasoned.
There you go. Seasoned like a good steak.
That's right.
Yeah. But no, dude.
All I can remember, you know, because just like you, I kind of found the Misfits through Metallica because I kind of caught on to Metallica. Yes, JD, I absolutely agree. Share this broadcast right the fuck now, people. Anyway, and you would always see the Misfits shirts, so naturally I'll, you know, go into the record store and pick up a Misfits album, and I automatically fucking loved it. But yeah, just like you, man, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I just remember going into the store, and the guy knew me by name because, you know, back then that's when all of us would actually go to stores to get our music. Yes.
Yeah. You had that really cool guy behind the counter that would say, hey, Steve, check this out. Hey, John. Hey, Billy. Hey, Susie, check this out. You come in here and you buy all this. You would love this. Yeah, I had that guy. We all had that guy.
And he's like, check this out, man. This is the lead singer from the Misfits. I'm like, also from Sam Hain, because I had gotten into Sam Hain too. He's like, yeah, this is like new band. I was like, okay. So I kind of had my own preconceived notions until I heard fucking Twist of Cain, and it changed everything for me. That intro track.
Yeah. Oh my fucking God, dude. And what's really great about that first album, speaking of Sam Hain, is those were apparently Sam Hain tracks. They were supposed to be, and the Sam Hain stuff was originally supposed to be Danzig's solo stuff, I believe. Any people out there that want to yell at their phones, yell at their computer screens if I'm getting this wrong, but his whole point was he wanted to do yeah, fucking, you know, yeah, go ahead in the comments, tell me what I'm saying that's wrong, you know, whatever. But anyway, shout out to my boy Dustin Lytle from Music Lifeblood podcast. Danzig fucking, like, he's got a PhD in Danzig, so he's probably going to be fucking mad at me if I fucking thing up. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The early Sam Hain stuff was supposed to be Danzig solo stuff. It was a Danzig solo album. And then what's really great about some of that Sam Hain box set had some of the early versions of the stuff from the first Danzig album on it. Dude,
it was way faster.
Yeah, it was fat. It was gnarlier. And dude, did you not see a similarity in the mix of the Sam Hain stuff to, like, say like Venom? There was a very, like, you know, to me it was especially kind of like drum tones. Yeah, the drum tones, the fucking just the nastiness. And then you go back to Misfits and you listen to like Earth AD, and then you listen to fucking the live album, Evil Live, and it sounds very Venomy, because you know how Kronos' bass was really just fucking not, it wasn't out of tune, it wasn't fucking out of rhythm, it was just cacophonous, you know. And so I immediately, when I got into the Misfits, I got into Venom before I got into the Misfits, and I saw a comparison immediately. I'm like, holy shit, dude, this is so Venomy, you know. And then you know, I got into the Misfits after I got into Danzig, so I could write a chart out and post it, you know, whatever. But bottom fucking line, getting back to the original point, that first Danzig album, when there was so much reverbed out, hairsprayed shit, 3,000 mile an hour, you know, death metal going on, and super tight, fast thrash, they took this shit back. They fucking got
they did. They single-handedly created a new subgenre of metal.
They really fucking. I highly agree. A lot of people would argue that, but if you look at the climate of the scene back then, they really fucking did, man. They really did.
1989. When hair bands ruled the airwaves,
they bridged the gap. So the first Danzig album came out in 1980. 1988. So okay, correct my math here. 35 years from today. Is that 88? It's got to be 88 when that came out, because I've got the first Danzig album on vinyl, and it says Deaf American 1988 on it, I believe. And then I've got it's either 87 or 88.
It's not celebrating it this very day. It was like 2 days ago.
But this year, though, it's celebrating the year.
Correct. So
35 years would be what? I suck at math, dude. I swear.
Yeah, this time of night, I'm not too good on that. Let's just say, okay, that's what it is.
Math is hard. I'm blonde. Yeah, anybody in the fucking chat want to fucking do the quick math and make me and Reaper look like fucking idiots? Go for it.
But nonetheless, I mean, it gave, a whole new look and sound that metal needed at that time. So kudos to him. And as a side note, he's currently starting the tour where he is playing this album live in its entirety. That means the entire Danzig live performance is going to be from start to finish on that record. And it's probably one of the most, next to Pantera's current tour, that everyone is so stoked for. But you know what, though? I'm feeling kind of bad. I wish that original lineup was behind him.
I agree. Yeah. I mean,
it would just make it so bittersweet.
He's got London. He's got Tommy Victor on guitar. Is London May on bass? Currently,
no, Steve Zing.
Okay, yeah, because Steve Zing was in Sam Hain, I believe, and then they got the drummer from Typo Negative on what's his name?
Johnny Kelly.
Yes, dude. Okay, and you and I have had a discussion about this, and I don't give a fuck if we go on a tangent about Danzig for the rest of the episode. It is what it is. So I don't
want to bore everybody out there.
Yeah, dude, if you're bored with Danzig, fucking click off of this, because
shame on you.
Yeah, you have a problem. But so I recently got I Luciferi, Circle of Snakes, and Danzig 666 on vinyl. And
that's right.
You made the comment that era, that trifecta or that mock of Danzig is your favorite era. And you know what? And the thing of it is, man, obviously to me, it's the first three albums. However, the first three albums just go without saying. They're just blisteringly fucking perfect in so many ways. And there was a lull. I mean, I do like Danzig 4, Can't Speak, Little Whip, Brand New God. That shit fucking slays, right? I love it.
Until they made the album they should have never have made, Black Acid Devil.
Dude, did you not try to get into that album?
Nope. I heard one track off of it, and I said, nope, this is not Danzig.
Do you know what? Somebody told me that was supposed to be, those were Sam Hain songs or some shit. Like they were Sam Hain related or some kind of thing. But the thing about, but I don't know, there's something in that was supposed to be like the new version of Sam Hain or some kind of thing. But anyways, so I've always been a really passive fan of industrial music. I mean, I like Ministry, Skinny Puppy's pretty badass. KMFDM is fucking basically industrial thrash.
Yes, true industrial bands. Yes.
Yes. I like Einstürzende Neubauten. Front 242, Leibach, you know what I mean? But Black Acid Devil, fuck off. We don't need that. And then in the interim, he did the Black Araya stuff, which was the classical stuff. If you're into movie soundtrack, if you're into like very Peter H. Gilmore, Anton LaVey type, just really epic, epic fucking battle hymns, orchestrated stuff. That's cool. I'm not. It's whatever. So, and then he returns to form with 666. Now, my thing about 666 is it's a cross between of like, it's got shades of Black Acid Devil and it's got shades of Seven. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
There's some songs, but I mean, that album back to back is good if you listen to it like as an album. If you select songs here and there, it's kind of like okay, but I like to sit on my couch and just fucking listen to that front to back. You know what I mean? So I'm an album guy. I've never been like this. There's a new generation that's very much single oriented. I'm an album guy, right? So it's a good album, you know. And then of course you've got I Luciferi, which has the immortal Todd Youth on guitar, one of my fucking favorite guitarists of all time.
It was his comeback album, if you ask me.
You know, yeah, it really fucking
was. And then it just kept getting better and better. And
then Circle of Snakes, fucking Tommy Victor starts playing guitar for him. You know, I'm a fan of the first couple Prong albums. And then Death Red Sabaoth. Why the fuck can you not hear that anywhere? It's not on any of the streaming services. I mean, I'm waiting for him to reissue that or somebody to bootleg it because that album is good too. Hammer of the Gods is a good fucking song.
The whole record is fan fucking tastic. Yeah. His vocal, you know, his vocal performance was so much better. I think that Danzig being Danzig, if he didn't like it, he doesn't want it to be sold anymore.
So that being said, vocal performance, right? That being said, how do you feel about Black Laden Crown?
There are moments I really enjoy, and there are moments that I was like, what the fuck, you know? But he did what he wanted to do. He had a cornucopia of different musicians playing on that record. So every recording was done differently. He had multiple drummers. He had multiple bassists. In some cases, he played guitar and not Tommy. So it's like you got a very tongue-in-cheek kind of album, and he did all the producing himself. So if he would have had a hardcore, awesome motherfucking engineer behind it, I think it would have been better. But he's anti-establishment, anti-major labels or anything like that. He wanted to do everything himself. And, you know, he's proud of it. There's some good songs on there, and there's some that I'm just like, I don't know why you did this.
I didn't know that on because Black Laden Crown to me sounds like, I mean, I still like it. To me, it's a more watered down version of Death Red Sabaoth. You know what I mean? It's
in a way, yeah.
Kind of I didn't know that he had a bunch of different people on that album. I wasn't aware of that because what gets me, the what the fuck about that album is some of those songs have long ass intros.
Right.
That are just fucking like, just some of them just take forever to start out. You know what I mean? But like, I own that on vinyl. It's in my collection just because, you know, it's mandatory. The album art is fucking terrible. I don't get like some weird, I mean, it's like, it reminds me of a shirt that you would see at Hot Topic or Spencer's for some indie comic book that nobody knows about. You know what I mean? The blonde girl with the bloody eyes.
You just hit the nail on the button. You have to remember he owns Veratique.
Oh yeah,
which is that comic book company. So naturally, he says, "I need an album cover," and goes to one of the guys that does his comics with him and did the cover. And he wanted it like that. This was kind of like the Danzig going, "Fuck you. I'm going to do what I want, not what it's expected, yada, yada, yada. This is just what I feel like doing." And, you know, it was a successful tour, but he is currently having so many troubles with this tour. I'm not really understanding so much, but we do have a little bit of light to show on it. Let me make sure I got the right slide there. Yep. So currently, it's come up that he's having troubles getting a rented tour bus for this tour. And it says here, the struggle to secure a tour bus has never been more real for musicians. Obviously, as soon as pandemic restrictions lifted, they were chomping at the bit to get back on tour. But now there's an ongoing lack of buses available, which means the companies that own them are raising the rental prices. And if it's one thing we know about Glenn, he don't like to pay too much of money for anything.
The dude has a flip phone. He's got a fucking flip phone now in 2023. And he does everything.
You see my point?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense because the thing of it is, dude, he's one of the artists way back, in the Misfits days, and the Sam. He's always been DIY. I mean, with the exception of him being on Deaf American, but Rick Rubin let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to, anyways. But I mean, that's really
Except
fucking
it was Rick
unfortunate.
Rubin that actually chose the name for that band.
Yeah. He's basically like, why don't you just call it Danzig? Because it was supposed to be,
He thought it was a cooler name.
Well, that album, that first Danzig album, like I said, it was supposed to be a Sam Hain album, but he got because Erie was in Sam Hain, but
and John Price literally just joined right before that at that first record. So
yeah, because Lyle Pressler from Minor Threat was in the band previous to that.
Yep.
And and then London May and Steve Zing, all those guys, but that's crazy, man. Like this big tour, because he did other tours where he did Lucifuge in its entirety a year or so ago.
At a lot of the festivals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not about really touring a lot these days. I mean, he's 69 years old, but man, he looks like he's still in his fucking 40s. And when I say this man performs vocally everything on point, I mean just that. He's got no backing tracks. It's blood, sweat, and fucking tears out there with that guy. So if you're going to that show, Behemoth is with him, and so is Twin fucking Temple. So if you get a chance to catch it, if it hasn't been canceled because of the heat wave in this motherfucking country, you are lucky to catch this show.
Crazy.
So the other anniversary being celebrated right now is one that is so near and dear to so many. So many people are kind of on the fence. Some people like him more on Merciful Fate. Some people like him more by himself. But King Diamond, the King, has celebrated just 6 days ago, 34 years old of the Conspiracy album, which was the sequel to the story that was laid out on Them, which is one of probably my number one favorite records of all time. And unfortunately, this was the last album that drummer Mickey D was on.
Dude, Mickey
he didn't even do the tour.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He just did the session. He did the session. He did the music video. But that is when Snowy Shaw came into play. That led him to the following record, The Eye of the Witch.
So did Mickey leave King Diamond to go do Motorhead at that time, or was he doing something else before?
That is what he ended up doing.
Okay.
When he joined Motorhead, because it's not, and he said he didn't really want to leave King Diamond, but the direction that he thought they were heading wasn't musically where it was going. And it's kind of interesting because he was noticing it was getting a little bit more proggy and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, I really dig this shit. It's like, it's fun. And King's like, we're getting heavier. So that's that Merciful Fate kind of, roots coming out in the King. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I can see that because, well, currently Mickey D is in Scorpions, and so he's kind of, I mean, he's been a rock guy, but he's one of my favorite drummers of all time because he puts such a brutality and a very subtle, smooth technicality to the drumming, and which is why he was so good on Fatal Portrait, and it's just. Mickey D was fucking super badass. Snowy Shaw was really fucking good too. But like, did you ever think that he sort of had kind of like more of like a jazz kind of vibe to his roots more so than Mickey D did, Snowy Shaw? Because he did some things like some of his fills and some of his kind of like some of the backbeat of his stuff was a little bit less rock and roll compared to Mickey D. His stuff was a little bit more, just it sounded like he listened to a lot more like Yes and King Crimson and that, where it's like he filled space more than playing straight ahead, Which if you listen to shit like them, and what was the other? What was the album? Well, anyway, if you listen to any kind of like later '80s, early '90s King Diamond, you can hear a lot of that, and I think it complemented Andy's guitar playing really well.
Oh yeah, especially being that orchestral, guitar style kind of a player.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget that King and Andy wrote side by side because King is also a guitar player.
Yeah, dude.
Every
time I hear something new about him or any interview, I love King Diamond more and more and more. And he's one of those guys that, like, no matter what an interviewer asks, he backs up everything he says and thinks. He's got a fucking good, solid, intelligent answer for everything. I mean, oh Jesus. It's funny. What? Okay, who was that in the chat that said that about? Okay, somebody said
JD.
For anybody that's listening to this audio that that Sting, the pro wrestler, the WCW wrestler, Sting got his makeup from. Dude, I 100% fucking see that. And do you remember?
Totally.
Right before Conspiracy, did you notice how he changed his makeup on that album cover because Gene Simmons
is a prick.
Yeah. My dude, I stand behind the fucking the king of fucking what's the word? Capitalist fucking pricks. Gene Simmons, my man. And if I was him and I'd be like, who the fuck is this weirdo from fucking Denmark trying to do my shit? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna sue him because I'm fucking.
Clearly, though, if you look at his makeup, there are no similarities. He quibbled over one little line that was in King's makeup, and it did not even come close, man.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though. Let's think about the timeline. Okay,
that's some bullshit.
You could argue and go, okay, hey, from 1973 to 1983, I had white and black face paint where I looked like a demon. And then this guy comes out with white and black face paint that looks demonic. He stole my shit. Well, let's look at the time period that Gene Simmons decided to sue. Kiss was fucking struggling to sell concert tickets because nobody gave a shit about Kiss without makeup. But a new generation did. But we'll have to have a Kiss episode where, like, what do they call what was that type of debate in high school where you
which era was better
or what the fuck ever, the Lincoln Douglas debate or whatever. We should fucking, like, I'll do a thing where I completely die on the fucking Kiss sword, and then I'll have you fucking completely just kind of give me every reason top to bottom why they are just not worth the fuck. But anyway, but I did think it was lame as shit when Gene Simmons decided to sue King Diamond because
it's isn't there worse things like, stealing riffs?
Well,
or something?
Yeah, intellectual property that you can prove, right? So King Diamond could go. Let's say King Diamond's backstage putting on the makeup, right? And he gets a call from Gene Simmons' lawyer. He's like, "Oh, cease and desist somewhere." I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not wearing any fucking makeup. No. Check it out. He's on the fucking phone with fucking Gene Simmons' lawyer. He's like, what makeup? I'm not wearing any fucking makeup. You can't fucking sue me. You know what I mean? Oh, you saw me in a picture with fucking nah, that wasn't me. You can't prove it was me because there's a fucking guy with makeup, all right? King could have fucking done what and then just walked out of there. So I just thought it was kind of lame. If I was Gene Simmons, I'd be like, you know what? That's really cool, man. I got somebody that was influenced by me, fucking paying tribute, doing his own thing. And at first thought, when I was like in middle school and I heard about this, different fucking genre, right? Totally fucking different genre of music, different part of the fucking, world, totally different fucking audience. King Diamond was no fucking threat to Kiss's legacy whatsoever.
Nope, not even close.
So
he wasn't radio friendly.
I love both bands. I love both, but at the same time, it's just like, Gene,
they're different completely bands though.
Yeah, exactly. So how can you, I don't know. I've got a soft spot for 70s and 80s classic rock and you know, and hair metal and glam, you know, and I love that just as much as I love black metal and hardcore and grindcore and death metal, you know. But you got to be honest, you know, it's just kind of like, you know, Kiss was at a point where it's just like, okay, well, we're, you know, they were on their third guitarist since Ace Frehley left by then, you know.
Right.
And, you know, and probably at that point in time, what was that, like 85, 86, 87?
Somewhere around there.
Where Gene Simmons decided to sue him. It's kind of like, you know, they didn't know if Bruce Kulick was going to fucking stay in Kiss. You know, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley weren't getting along. Gene was making movies. He was doing fucking Runaway with Rutger Hauer, you know, and fucking showing up as a fucking bad guy on Miami Vice. Kiss was in a weird fucking place, dude. So it's like, okay, on top of that, I'm going to sue this fucking guy that is completely killing it, you know, in this awesome genre of extreme metal. So Gene, just, you know, leave it alone. So, I mean,
just
on
a
top
quick,
of that,
funny side note to that, though, King's been doing that makeup since 1978.
Yeah. What was his? He was in a band called the Brats.
Yeah.
Before he did his, before he was Merciful Fate before King. Yeah, Merciful Fate was before King Diamond, correct?
Well, 1978 is when they started it officially as Merciful Fate. Yep.
Dude, even when he was in his punk band, the Brats, he was wearing fucking face paint and doing magic tricks and all, you know, and shit on stage. You know, he was doing the flash paper and probably cutting bitches in half in a fucking box. You know,
I would have loved it.
The David Copperfield of metal, ladies and gentlemen, King fucking Diamond.
You know,
but yeah, let's give it up for that album, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Hail to the King as always. And to answer Cody's quick question, Creator, Amon Amarth, both phenomenal bands. Amon Amarth is not just because they were the first Viking band to hit it big. Their music, their tales of the sagas, they're all legit and they're genuine motherfucking heathens, and I love them absolutely. Creator, man, come on. They were very, very instrumental to very good extreme metal, thrash, all together, all in one, pioneers back in their time.
Creator and Sodom are my two favorite German thrash bands, hands down. Pleasure to Kill, Pleasure to Kill. I've got a fucking flag for I think it's the Enemy of God album cover right there. Dude, to this day, Millie Petroza is still fucking killing it. Creator is still, like, their new shit, their current shit, so fucking good, dude. Absolutely. And what I love about Amon Amarth is those guys, Twilight of the Thunder Gods is my favorite album by them. That is to me, Suture Rising is a good album. That era, they did 3 albums back to back then,
which was unheard of,
dude. That were fucking just phenomenal. And I don't really like early Amon Amarth where it was a little bit more death metal and not, you know, but they honed their craft so much to where it was epic, catchy Viking metal that was their own style. And the fact that, like, they're kind of like the poster boys for that kind of shit nowadays. People shit on them because they've got a gimmick, but you know what? Here's the thing. They've stuck to their fucking guns since what, like 1993?
Oh yeah.
They've been around for 30 fucking years, dude. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. But I've got their newest album, and I will admit, the song about the fucking goat that pisses mead is fucking, it's a skippable track, dude. I'm sorry. You know, Hadron, whatever the fuck. You know, and then, but there's that one song where Johan does a duet with fucking Biff from Saxons versus Vikings. You know, on one hand, from one point of view, it's corny as fuck, but on the other hand, it's like, that's fucking awesome, dude. Because I'm English and I'm Danish, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, they touch on the history, you know, both sides of my heritage, you know, and it's nerdy as fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, Cody, Hadron, I believe it is Hadron,
Yeah, it's.
the goat, right? He
I
sits
think.
upon the roof of Valhalla and dispenses mead. I believe that's the lore.
Yeah, and it's not true. It's just that they've hit, I think, honestly, especially since they've become a monumental success. And don't even tell me for one motherfucking second that the fact that the TV series Vikings helped put them over the fucking top. Because everyone and their fucking mother goes, "Oh, I'm gonna wear a hammer. Oh man, I want to be Viking. I am man." Ugh. You can't tell me that didn't help their career, because it did. So now
totally.
They're like, "Shit, man, this is like 30 years later. We're getting old as fuck. We're gonna slow down a little bit."
Dude, they were extras in an episode of the Vikings.
Yeah.
And what's funny too, what you're talking about, like just rocking a hammer. I went up to a guy, I was at Perkins or whatever, and I'm like, "Dude, nice I can't even fucking say it.
Mjolnir.
Nice Mjolnir." And he's like, "Nice what? Mjolnir?
Huh?
Mjolnir?
What?
Thor's hammer? Oh yeah." And I'm like, I mean, I don't want, if you wear a Thor's hammer necklace or a Mjolnir or whatever, that's whatever, for whatever reasons. You don't have to fucking study the lore, blah blah blah, whatever. But at least know that it's called a Mjolnir, and it's also Thor's hammer. You know what I'm saying?
And what it signifies.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear something that I didn't really know what, because I mean, Mjolnir was a hammer that spoke and had eyes and a mouth and talked to him and everything. You know what I mean? But
and in other Viking nations, not obviously not just Norway, but Germanic tribes, like you said, the Danes, their Mjolnirs also were more in the shape of an anvil. So
I've seen that,
it really depends. So it's like, but I get what you're saying. I mean, it just became very sensationalized. And suddenly, you see people getting the tattoos. They're wearing their hair different. They're shaving the sides and putting the little things back. Motherfucker, please.
And then all these people that are like, I'm Viking. I've got Viking. I'm like, okay, if you look up what the word fucking Viking means, dude, Viking is such a general. There's Scottish Vikings, right. Irish Vikings, yep. Russian, what the fuck ever, But I mean, yeah, but the thing of it is, like, I do like the fact that something like the show Vikings got so popular, because on one hand, it was a great show.
Not talking about you, JD. Don't worry about it.
I thought it was kind of like the Viking version of, like, say, The Sopranos or Sons of Anarchy.
Very much so.
But a lot of the lore was twisted. Fucking Rollo and Ragnar weren't brothers. They were actually like on opposing sides, and they became friends or something like that. They weren't brothers, and a lot of the stuff was embellished for the sake of
television.
Yeah, exactly. Really entertaining fiction. But there are people that got up in arms about it, though. People that got fucking upset that people believe. It's like, oh, fucking Ivar the Boneless. There's no real proof that he actually existed, and there's
yes,
also,
there is.
Yeah, but no, there's people that were saying that shit because the actual history and the background of Ivar is like, on one hand, he wasn't a leader, and on the other hand, he was an honorary leader. There's all kinds of weirdness with that shit. And yes. I was watching a documentary about him, and there's an area where there was a very brief period of time where he was mentioned. And there was some of the lores that he was slain quickly. Just all kinds of stuff. But for the sake of writing a really interesting show, hey, this guy that was born paralyzed fucking ran shit. And that's cool as fuck, because I think they saw it as kind of like people that were disabled, people that, that are smart and strong. It gave the handicap community a fucking hero to watch on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Although they portrayed him as being this horrible, tyrant.
But people love tyrants. People love assholes, dude. I'm sorry. If you're a wheelchair bound kid with muscular dystrophy and you're watching this bad motherfucker just run shit, just crawling on the fucking ground, slaying motherfuckers, I'm gonna be like, yep, that's me all fucking day. You know what I
I
mean?
will say that is one aspect of the Norse belief, in all of the elder gods, is that it did give people a sense of what it means to be a real, true warrior,
Well,
and
yeah.
that they lived every moment of their existence fighting, and that there was such honor in what they were doing. And then, I mean, it's a debate people will be having for centuries to come, I'm sure. But
Yeah, they all wanted to die in battle and go to Valhalla. That was the thing, right? And so,
that was the ultimate prize, to be able to earn your seat at the table of Odin.
yeah,
And there's a lot of just really awesome energy there with that whole aspect. So,
yeah,
but one
it's
person's Valhalla could be different from another's.
it's too bad that the lore is so murky, and there's just like it's just I mean because so much of that wasn't written down. So much of it was passed verbally. And then some of the stuff was written down based on what they heard verbally. And just like I mean, like my ancestors, that go way back pre-Christian time. Obviously the only things that they could really find for inspiration was the gods,
Right.
and the warriors that ran shit, and like the kids wanted to be like their dads and the other people that they saw that were that were taken over and shit like that. So getting back to our original point, the thing about Amon Amarth is they've been singing Viking folklore for about 30 years, doing a really fucking good job, unashamedly, and just with the most pride, wearing runes, wearing flags and things that symbolize their culture, when we're in a time where if you are proud of if you're proud to be Norwegian or Swedish or whatever, it's kind of like, well, are you some kind of white power guy or whatever? It's like, well, no, it's just this is the lore of my fucking ancestors, and
That's a
there's nothing.
whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah, dude, and there's something to be said about a band like Amon Amarth that gets people into Viking lore and gets them into fucking just really fucking good heavy metal. Like, I would honestly call Amon Amarth a heavy metal band. You know what I mean? They're, it's just kind of like, you could debate, genres all you want. And I do believe that genre classification is important. I love labels. I love being able to fucking explain things and whatever. Like, to me, dude, they're heavy metal. They're fucking like in the truest fucking form. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they came out in the fucking early 80s, they would be, you'd have Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and Amon Amarth in so many ways. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, I could go on and on. I'm fucking great band. I'm always, yeah. So Amon Amarth and
I
Creator
could
are
as
fucking
well.
killer. So anyway, tangents be damned.
No, I mean, that's anything goes on this motherfucker. Y'all know that out there in Black Flame Land, and we love you. So, of course, we wouldn't have this kind of program without a little bit of time for some blasphemy, especially since we're, talking about, just to kind of piggyback off of the whole the Norse traditions and other religions. Well, here's a really fun one that's come up super recently, and it's so fucking funny that people really are just grasping at straws to find proof of things, right? So it was a photograph that was taken apparently in Italy and has sparked such, I don't know what you call it, but take a look at it. So came across this on the internet, and it says somebody took this picture recently in Italy, said it looks like Jesus in the clouds. What does it look like to you? We want to hear your comments as well out there in Black Flame Land. I'm telling you right now, it just literally looks like a hole in a fucking cloud.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody with a fucking 6th grade education knows that you can look up in the sky at the clouds, and dude, I've looked up. I've seen Alfred Hitchcock in the clouds. I've seen fucking
The Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you can really. It depends on what you want to see. 100. It's and yeah. At first glance, if I have terrible eyesight and I'm not wearing my glasses right now because I'm a vain asshole. But if at a glance, yeah, I could see. Oh, Jesus, whatever. But I mean,
would he really be soaring through the air like that, though?
If you look at it again, there's no body coming down, right? So many people have seen sunshine shining through the clouds and say, "Oh, that's divine, blah, whatever." It's like, no, that's just fucking like light refracting and reflecting off of clouds. I mean, it looks cool as fuck. Let's be honest, And to be honest, if I didn't read that caption at the bottom about people saying that it looks like Jesus, I saw a flying saucer at first. I saw
Milton Berle, hailing a cigar.
Milton Berle's giant penis. Actually, you know what? It kind of looks like a big fucking sombrero.
Oh my goodness, it's a dildo falling from the sky.
It's a sombrero that's dispensing cheese, liquid cheese. Yeah.
But I'm like, I just go and read the comments. They're like, "Oh, the Redeemer has come," and I'm like, did you really think that he was just going to be like this ghost floating through the air and all is going to be great? No.
What I don't get
is, are you kidding me? Come on, people.
It's 2023, and people are still seeing that or trying to see it. I remember remember that picture of the fucking piece of toast with Jesus's face in it? That was like,
oh my God, yes.
And then there was a tortilla in Mexico.
That's right. I remember that shit. And they got the fucking camera crew down there and everything.
David Cross, Magister Bill M on the Devil's Mischief recently played a clip that David Cross was talking about, like somebody seeing Jesus, but like that's impossible because I think he's over on a tortilla somewhere. So how could he be there? I'm probably fucking totally butchering the quote, but I mean, it's just,
for sure.
See what you want to see. Like, okay, so tarot cards. You got tarot cards. You've got runes. You've got the I Ching. You've got all types of divination, right? So if someone says, "Here's a tarot card for the Ten of Swords," okay. So what's going on in your life this week? What are you obsessing about right now? What kind of outcome do you want tomorrow? Right? That's in your head. You see the Ten of Swords or the Thief or whatever, card, or you see like, a different rune or a certain shape of sticks in the I Ching. It's going to apply to whatever is going on in your life at that moment, right? So if there's someone that is a fanatical Christian or somebody that's really, really searching for Jesus, they're going to see that cloud and they're going to see Jesus because they want to see Jesus, and I truly believe that's the only validity to something like that. The only validity.
You can't tell me this wasn't photoshopped.
I would be scared shitless that big fucking Jesus would fall in my house. Oh my God. That's probably,
come on, people.
That's worse than the fucking fake piece of toast. Yeah.
That one, had me dying so bad. Like that. That is clearly an image that was taken and placed in this photograph. I'm just like, come on. And you all fucking out. Well, obviously not everybody out there in Black Flame Land, but the rest of the world looks at something like that and goes, "Oh yeah, it's the truth."
All you have to do.
I was all of those people though, I'd be like, "Oh fuck, I'm screwed."
How recent, Reaper? How recent is that photo?
Let me see. Okay, May 19th, 2019.
Okay, now look at the name, Dr. Issam Neme. I think I got an email from him telling me about a bank in Nigeria.
Same motherfucker. Same motherfucking guy.
He's one of those people that wants to join the Illuminati.
Hey,
So
yo, don't get me started on that
yeah.
bullshit.
What's funny about that picture though is, dude, like, any nerds out there in Black Flame Land that fuck with any graphic design, you can take a photo and just you can dial back the opacity and it makes everything look ghostly, or you can
Right.
make it transparent. So you can just go ahead and drop a picture on there. If you I don't know. It's just the fact that anybody saw that for a second and thought that was remotely real whatsoever in 2023. I'm going to probably say this a lot. In this year of our Lord 2023, the year Anno Satanas 58, fuck, dude, and you see that and you fall for that, or you even worse, we're discussing this. It's even sad that we're actually wasting time to dissect and break down something that is such complete horseshit. Dude, do you ever watch Paranormal Caught on Camera on Travel Channel?
I mean, I haven't, not recently anyway.
Okay. Well, have you ever seen it though? Right. So
Mm.
it's clip after clip after clip of UFO sightings, ghost
Which has
hauntings.
already been substantiated.
Yeah, but the thing of it is though, they don't. They post these videos and of there's whatever, and they don't go, oh, we found out it was just such and such. They leave it up to interpretation, right? So
Always.
there's shit they show on there that if it actually did fucking happen, that would be front page fucking news. UAPs, right? They've found that there's otherworldly, supposedly, crafts that have visited us. Okay, so if that's the talk of the fucking town right now, if somebody fucking sees a fucking 500-foot Jesus floating over a forest, don't you think there'd be press conferences? Don't you think
You
they'd be?
totally would think so. It would be like, all of television would just go straight to that and nothing else.
Yep.
So,
We ended up this
and
program to bring you bullshit.
exactly. And it's think about it when those the fucking trial was going on about the Air Force guys, and they said, yeah, I seen it. It was legit. It was not ours. It was not human. And what did the world do? I knew it, and
Hey,
went
what's up?
about their daily life.
Yep, they flipped over to Jersey Shore and started jerking off to fucking Snooki. That's what they did.
I mean, if you're doing that, stop it.
Yeah, or if it's your
You
thing,
could
then
do
I
better.
applaud you. Do your thing. If well, and you know what, you can look at it this way. Hey, the aliens are here. We're fucked. So I'm gonna go
Oh.
ahead and just rub one out and call it a day because there's nothing I can fucking do about it. So
That's actually interesting, JD. I didn't realize that there was a video of a man walking in the clouds. I have not seen that one, so I will do that. I will check that out.
JD, we're not talking about your acid trips. We don't. This isn't got nothing to do with you doing shrooms, and
it's all in good fun.
Yeah, but no, dude, JD, I totally feel you on that because there's just been so many things like that I've seen on Paranormal Caught on Camera, where like there's like a witch flying across the sky and stuff like that. It's just like, but here's the
I
thing,
wish,
dude. Check this out
that
though.
shit would be the most badass shit ever.
Oh, dude, I would be like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's see where she's going.
Let's fucking light the torches and see if she'll come down and party with us.
I think that they bombard us with so many of those clips that we're desensitized.
You know it.
All
the documentaries, all that shit. Why do you think that, true crime is as huge as it is? People aren't really thinking about, oh, this was so tragic. They're thinking, wow, fascinating.
Murder porn. That's what it is. It's like, oh, hey, at least that's not me as I sit in my fucking double wide and fucking try to keep from getting beaten by my husband. It's God, dude. It's
honestly though, I found Charles Manson interesting. I found Gacy, all those guys. Sure, it was interesting shit. But do I need a new documentary every 6 fucking months about the same motherfucker? No, I don't.
But the one that you should check out though is well, actually, it's not a documentary. It's a book called called Chaos. I know you people out there have heard of this. It's this guy that was set to do a story on MK Ultra and the CIA's acid experiments, and he unlocked so much stuff about like how Charles Manson was actually a patsy and being used, yada yada yada. Anyway, you get the ones like Helter Skelter was totally made up bullshit. The guy was trying, he made up a narrative that said that Charles Manson was trying to start a race war, all this kind of shit. But there's a book called Chaos. The name of the author escapes me right at the moment, but I totally agree with you, Reaper, because every fucking time you turn on ID or one of these channels, and they show you a new show about the same serial killer you've heard a million times. Heard about, just the same story over and over again. It's just
there's nothing new to unlock.
No, dude. Yes, people are shit. People kill people. Some of them are solved. Some of them are not. And it's just. But I digress because there's a lot of things that I like to read about and watch that
For sure.
I can watch all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, that's just I don't know. I could go on.
So we're going to continue on through the goddamn list for tonight. Again, we appreciate all you guys out in the comment section. You guys fucking rock. I'm loving what we're seeing. So just, somebody that might think us two assholes are funny as shit. Share this shit out, man. This is all stuff we've thought about, all kinds of interesting things. So we're going to get a little funky. We're going to get a little, interesting on this because, God damn it, what grinds my gears is every time I open up Facebook, this pops up. Obviously, I am hair challenged, but apparently Hims, which is a multifaceted company that's, for the aging males, I've been bald since I was 19. So where was this then, right? It's like spray goodbye, spray. I love it. They say spray goodbye to hair loss with our #1 best-selling spray. Excuse me. Y'all tried that shit back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Guess what? It doesn't fucking work. What tells me that your pretty package is going to put hair back on this dome? It's
did you ever see it was Giuliani was like at a press conference and he was sweating and his fucking spray on hair started fucking like dripping down in his face.
I've seen some funny shit about that. It's like, it's like, go natural, goddammit. What is wrong with aging? Why do we have to lift our shit up? Why do we have to, it's going to be there. But if you take care of yourself, people, That's why people tell me I still look like I'm 35. And I damn sure ain't. It's like, if you take good care of yourself, eat right, exercise. Some people are a little more extreme than others, but that's fine. But damn it, what's wrong with aging? There's only one. I'll tell you what, I am guilty of one thing. I dye my beard because I don't like my grays.
Oh, you guys heard it first. I don't think people are going to tune in for the next episode because they know that you're so full of shit. In fact, I didn't even know that,
man.
Oh my God. How the fuck? What are you? What are you? What are you? GAY? Do you worry about? Are you that vain? Are you? No,
I just don't like it. I'm not ready to show my father time look just yet. When I get to the point of not giving a fuck, then I'll stop using Just for Men.
Well, see, dude, you raise a good point because, like, okay, we're the same age, and I've got some gray happening in my shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be 48 in December, so I know guys that are in their early 30s that are full fucking gray. I can't believe that shit, dude. But if you think about it, in our generation, what's that?
I said it's crazy, isn't it?
Well, it's almost kind of like they woke up one day and they're all of a sudden they're fucking gray. So when I was like a teenager or even like in middle school, dudes in their 30s were like old, you know? And I remember when my grandparents were in their 50s, right?
Right.
And
Hmm.
so, you know, I'm a few years short of 50, and everybody thinks I'm in my early 30s, which is fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
No one would
I mean,
ever guess,
yeah.
Same with
And
me.
you know, but I think when you get bombarded with ads like that, there's something in the algorithm that chimes into, say, if you know, if you've got nostalgia for the 80s, or let's say if if you commented on something or whatever. But like the fact that they probably saw your profile picture and go, oh, this person does not possess the follicle nutrition to have a nice plush fucking head of hair. So let's go ahead and try to sell them this thing. You know, it's all kinds of factors. Me personally, I've been bald since I was like, I think about 20, 21, 22. And you go through a thing where you fight it for a while. You know, you cut your hair in different ways, and you know, as it's thinning on top, you shave it on the sides, and then all of a sudden it grows in bushier here, then it's fucking whatever. Think fucking Buddha Simmons, whatever the hell, you know, think Bruce Lee, that I have a decently shaped head. I don't have one of those fucking stuff.
Yeah.
You and I
Agreed.
both, fortunately, we've got that fucking Northern European heritage where we've got the fucking Viking skulls
We
that
sure do.
that I think that really helps. I feel sorry for these dudes. You ever seen these guys that like the back of their head is flat? They just like fucking like.
It looks like
I
a
feel
fucking bowling ball. And I'm just like,
it
thank
looks like
fuck that nobody laughed at me.
it looks like, dude. I just, our heads aren't pointy. Our heads aren't lopsided. You know, it's just kind of like, okay, good. Yeah, this is, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, when you get bombarded with those kind of ads for these things that you know, that Facebook or Instagram thinks that you might be interested or you might need, here's one. Not to tangent, I'm going to really short point. So everybody knows that your fucking phone is listening to you constantly, right? So
Always.
I am talking
Why it wants your
to,
microphone access.
oh yeah, dude, exactly. I'm talking to somebody about the fact that I've got a toenail that went orange like 10 years ago. I was doing some construction, right? I was working outside in the fucking mud, but my boots got totally fucking soaked. And so
Ooh.
48 hours later, I looked down at my fucking, and my big toe, my toenails on my big toes fucking curled in, and they're fucking like yellowish, right? And so, dude, I was standing in mud for like fucking like 6 hours. 100%, dude. It was gnarly. So anyway, I've had fucking like dead toenail for like 10 years, right? So I'm talking to somebody about it, whatever. Dude, I didn't realize it was so fucking common until I fucking went to a public pool and I just saw all these dudes like in my age. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not the only person with fucking, you know. So me and my wife
Can't hide shit then, that's for sure.
Dude, me and my wife go to we go to fuck the Korean nail salons and get the fucking like the leg massage, the fucking, I love it, dude. It's just, oh dude, a spa day.
I'm not going to lie. My wife and I have also shared that interesting thing. I mean, I would never have dreamed of it, let's say 5 fucking years ago.
I don't care what,
but it's like how it looked after they did their thing. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I think I can get down with this. I don't really like other people touching me other than my wife, but still.
Yeah. No, dude,
this was worth it.
I highly recommend to everybody. Fucking just go, dude. They put the fucking they put the rock, the hot rock, and they wrap my feet, my lower leg in wax, you know, and they fucking
only once in a blue moon, JD. Stop it,
dude. What was he asking about? A happy ending?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay, it says Reaper likes pedicures. I had to look at that a couple times to see what followed the PEDI.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone because I think you know what I'm saying. But we don't condone that here. So anyway, back to your point. You're getting bombarded with old man, dude. Okay, Not only
Okay, but it assumes that apparently my dick doesn't work either.
Yeah.
And guess what, everybody out there in Black Flame Land? If you have a dick problem, apparently there's a minty freshness for you to ingest in order to have a good time and not have stank ass breath at the same time.
Hey, you know what, dude? They're thinking. If you're gonna fucking get it on, if you want to have a raging fucking boner, why not have fresh breath?
Minty fresh for her pleasure too.
I'm saying, hey, not a goddamn thing wrong with that. I'm down. Any, like I fully back any sort of like a if you shoot steroids and you're a bodybuilder, go fucking for it. If you think your tits are too small and you want to get breast augmentation, fucking go for it. Do whatever is going to fucking make you perform, look, feel better. Fucking go for it. And if you can have nice smelling breath,
as it's legal.
Yes, we don't condone any illegal activities here on the goddamn program. So, but yeah, you're right, Reaper. That's fucking hilarious. Who would have thought? Who would have fucking thought that you could merge a breath mint and a boner pill? So let's say you're going to a job interview, and okay, well, I need a fucking breath mint because I don't want to. So the whole time you're hard as a rock while you're fucking talking. I mean, let's say you go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? You go to Outback Steakhouse,
and you pop,
right?
you pop an after dinner mint into your mouth, and suddenly, the waitress comes and says, here's a, sign your receipt and make sure to mark your tip down. And suddenly you stand up and your fucking cock is like saluting the fucking flag. There's a problem there.
Yeah, I'd say it's all about timing, Reaper. It really is. There's a time and place. So,
yeah. More power to any man that needs a little extra something, whatever, that's fine. It's just, but a fucking breath mint that just took me aback like a motherfucker.
You're right. That's you know what I mean. Oh, what's funny? There's one that I hear about on podcasts all the time called Blue Chew, right? And it's
my fuck yeah,
it's basically like a chewable boner pill, but what it does is it turns your mouth blue. It turns your teeth in your mouth blue, right? So let's say you're trying, your wife
is that replacing Jolly Ranchers?
Ooh, it's a whole other kind of Jolly Rancher. It makes, I don't know. That's, you know what? That was a cleverly placed pun, and I don't think you even planned that, Reaper. I got to hand it to you. That was classy.
No, I did not.
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's, like we said, previous to the, to tonight's show, whether you have an issue or not, low T, right, ED, whatever, if you want to be harder, stronger, whatever you got to do, go for it. I speak from experience, just messing around. Hey, just give this a shot. Holy shit, I'm 16 years old again. There you go. Who the fuck wouldn't want that?
As long as you don't have blue balls.
Yeah, and as long as like you brought up earlier, if you have a heart condition and you take some 100 milligram Viagra's just because you want to just have an extra spicy evening,
right?
You don't want to have that spicy evening in the ER. You don't want to be laying there in a gurney with a with
it's not very sexy.
No, I mean that's the wrong time to have an erection, I would say.
Especially one that you can't make go away.
Okay. Yeah. On that note, what's next?
Oh, Shazbot. So, as you know, we are in the midst of sequel season. So everyone knows now that there's an actual date for Beetlejuice the sequel. Chapter 2 is what they're calling it. And that's cool. They're lucky they got some of the cast to come back. Because, let's face it, it's what, 30 fucking years later, and not everyone is with us. But it's good that it's happening. So one that really there's two, actually, I take that back. It's a two-parter. We'll start with the first one, because I think this particular film is kind of like, maybe cool, but why? I think some of you might agree with me, maybe not. You can tell me to go fuck myself in 3 different languages. I Am Legend 2, or Chapter 2 in this case. So it says, I Am Legend 2, starring Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan, will be taking place several decades after the original 2007 apocalyptic action thriller. So what is the point of this?
I don't understand why that movie deserves a sequel. It wasn't a horrible movie, but you didn't really hear people talking about wondering what was going to happen later. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. I mean, maybe they felt that
his character die?
I believe so. I honestly, maybe it's a prequel. I don't know.
Oh, no. It takes place several decades later.
Okay, I missed that. Maybe Will Smith's character is a descendant of his character. I don't know. That's just a weird one. I wouldn't have ever guessed that there was any call for that to be a sequel. You know what I mean? Because
everybody out there in Black Flame Land, feel free to chime in on this one. Do we really need more of I Am Legend? Maybe some of you out there dug it. Honestly, I mean, I got through it. I thought it was very slow and very drawn out, and there was a lot of holes that they left in that film that I feel they could have fleshed out. No pun intended. But just a lot of moments in that film. It's like, you're giving us like these little bits and pieces, but not really giving us the full fucking story throughout. And like we said, as JD even said too, he says he got blown up with the lab at the end of it. So now Will Smith's character is immortal. He comes back 7 decades, several decades.
2 words for you, Reaper. Jason Voorhees.
Or vampire, like Cher.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I
know. Everybody out there, it's like it's lighting up on the comments right now. It's like, yeah. He says, one person says, I didn't know they were making another one, and Paul Nada says, it was okay. No sequel needed. No, there was closure there. We don't need anything else.
That's an excellent point, because when a movie is tied up like that, I'm thinking that this is his opportunity to redeem himself for slapping Chris Rock. Yeah.
The slap heard around the world.
Yeah. It's like he's clamoring for relevance after he shit the bed live on TV. I don't know. Chris Rock bounced back pretty fucking well from it all, but I don't know. I mean, can we talk about Beetlejuice now? Because I have zero fucking interest in the other one.
That's all. I just had to get it out there. I wanted to see what other people thought, because I know the original one was so hyped up back then. It was supposed to be like the best apocalyptic style film, and it just wasn't. It didn't hit well with me at all. But I mean, I did watch it. So actually, the one that I'm really wanting to talk about is The Nun 2, as if the first one wasn't an indication that a sequel wasn't necessary. I don't know. I want to know your take on it, and everybody out there in Black Flame Land. What was your take on The Nun? One of the, probably in my opinion, one of the most prolific, scary things from the Conjuring universe that was done really well, but yet shit the bed when it was time to shine.
I think what they were really trying to put out there was this cool character, this, but they didn't really do what they could have done with it. Because I mean, like, an old nun slowly coming out of a mirror, it's just, so that's what you do. You slowly come out of walls and mirrors. Great.
Yeah, but this was like a time where, the nun is supposed to be like this dominating fucking, demonic force from hell, as they always try to do. And it's, all it does is float. Oh, the lights are shutting off. Oh, I'm getting closer. Woo!
Yeah, does she actually do anything other than just
not until the very last scene of the fucking film?
And what is she, like, suck somebody's fucking face off or some kind of weird thing?
No, actually, that didn't even happen. What ended up happening in the first film is, there's two of them that are still alive, and the nun picks up the one dude, throws him across the room. He's supposed to be hurt. Not supposed to get up. And she's possessing another nun that came there to find out what had happened and why, this nunnery is so fucked up, right? So it's like trying to possess. And then, of course, the guy that the nun thought was dead was not, and helped the nun who was being possessed to get stopped. And then somehow the two of them together happily make it go away into the ground again.
So
anticlimactic.
Are Ed and Diane Warren popping up in this one too?
What's that?
The demonologist or whatever. Ed and Diane Warren, are they in this new
one?
No. Okay.
No, the time that it's set in is like 19 I think like around 1920, and it's in Europe, so it's not even set in America. So it's more like maybe not necessarily an origin story, but just like one of the first times it really popped up and was causing havoc and chaos and all this stuff.
Gotcha. So yeah, okay. So when the nun originally popped up in one of the other movies before they had the nun, the first one, she popped up in another movie, correct? Is that kind of how she was brought in? Or the nun was the first nun movie was where she first popped up, correct? So
basically,
she was her own,
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm going to check it out. I think it's a good creepy character. And I think the actress that plays her, like you showed me earlier, I think she may have some sort of like, occultness to her. I mean, she looks like one of those Victorian paintings of a witch. You know what I mean? She's got like that kind of like that, like somebody like Bosch or one of those, who is that painter that painted that famous painting of like the devil eating, all those people, the big fucking devil, like she's got a mouthful. Oh shit.
I think I know who you're talking about, but it's escaping me.
Yeah, but anyway, that era, like from the Rubenesque era,
which is one of my favorite times in art history
because women looked like women. God damn it. But Rubenesque is a very good thing. Yeah,
the original thick.
She's got a really cool face. She's got a really fucking cool look for that character, man. And there's clearly not a lot of prosthetics going on with that. They just do like some, some fucking some pancake and some fucking, dark. I mean, that's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, it is a fucking.
Isn't it?
It's a super fucking scary character. I back it. I'm gonna have to revisit the first Nun before I watch the second one. I mean,
I definitely think everyone should, because it's supposed to take place further in time from where they started with the first one. So I would have actually thought it would have been cool if it would have popped up in like more of a modern time, like say in the 80s or maybe the 90s. That would be pretty cool. But it's supposed to be in like the 50s, I guess, something
okay.
like that.
That's cool though. I like a good period piece though. I like period piece horrors. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
Like,
do too.
yeah. I mean, when the director really, really
As long
knows
as
how
it
to
makes sense.
capture. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, when they can, and I like shit, dude. What was the one? I'm not even gonna fucking go there because I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the plot, so I'm gonna fucking move the fuck on. But yeah, like when they have that really stark, like everything smells like cigarettes, everything's brown, everything is fucking macrame. Like the fucking like the 70s, early 80s dinginess. I love that. That's what was cool about Rob Zombie's Halloweens and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love that fucking.
That's funny you mentioned that, because I actually revisited, and I was like one of the first ones to go, dude, this literally did not work for me. The fact that he did a reimagining of those two classic Halloween films, I said it was shit for years. And then recently, maybe about a week ago, I gave it another watch and I was like, okay, I got rid of the original script. I got that whole idea out of my head, because that's what I had to do when Blumhouse did their trilogy, right?
Right.
You're supposed to skip over like all the sequels and all that shit. So for him to go back and tell it from a different perspective, a darker perspective, it was genius.
Yeah. I mean,
I've just eaten my words.
no, and I do that with movies all the time. I'll be like, oh fuck, I don't want to see that, or oh, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna fucking change.
Oh, people argued with me like all the time about it.
What I really liked about it was Rob Zombie, for a director. He's got a really good eye for detail.
He does,
He
especially for like the style and the era that he always tries to go for, which is like 60s, 70s kind of horror style.
He makes sure that people are wearing the appropriate band shirts or brands of sneakers, driving certain cars. You know what I mean? Certain advertisements, like in grocery stores. It takes. I love it when a movie takes you to a different time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's really what he does. And like that's I mean that's the newer Evil Dead movies are great for that too. And just stuff like that. And with this Nun movie taking place, like you said it was the 20s or the 50s somewhere,
almost, or even like yeah, it was right around there somewhere. I'll have to fact check it, but
okay. No, that's I mean that's cool. And like what the thing about horror, just like any other genre, is you get the people that they could want to consume all of it. Just give it to me. I love it. I want whatever. And then you get the people that are like skeptical about everything. They're an expert on every fucking thing, and they're going to shit on anything new that comes out. So there's going to be equal. There's going to be equal parts people shitting on and people celebrating the Nun. And did somebody just chime in on the chat about another Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I was just kind of like halted when I saw the comment. I was like, fuck no. What? Why?
Let's leave it alone, dude. The fucking Ghostbusters
It's
1 and 2. Yeah. I still and I've got no objection to the one with the mostly female cast, because a lot of those actresses are fucking funny. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it was decent. It was definitely decent. But why do we need to do it again?
My theory is this: if there is going to be another Ghostbusters movie coming up, I think because the one with the female cast got shit on so hard, they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to give it another shot. But they should just left it alone, because it was successful. It just, I think they utilized too many characters from that season of SNL that didn't really last. And in hindsight, maybe people are seeing, even in the past, like 6 years since it came out, it doesn't really hold up. or something. I don't know. But then again, I know people that are such a fan of the Ghostbusters franchise, you know, the cartoon, the toys, everything.
Oh,
They're
the
like,
cartoon
okay,
was great.
oh,
I
hell
loved
yeah.
it.
Dude, remember what the hell was the purpose of the real Ghostbusters? There was another Ghostbusters ripoff cartoon. Dude, do you know what the name of the fucking car and the other Ghostbusters was? Doomy. As in Dommy. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking Black Sabbath, you
Right.
know, fucking Candlemass. And then I'm also thinking,
Electric Moon Roll.
but then I'm also thinking Belle Biv DeVoe, Do Me Baby, or fucking Aerosmith, you know, Dude Looks Like a Lady, Do Me, Do Me, Do Me. But I mean,
Oh fuck.
they had toys, dude. They had toys for the other ripoff Ghostbusters, the bullshit
They
Ghostbusters.
did.
And honestly, I love old 80s toys. So I, you know, when I'm at a flea market or whatever, I see, I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. But it's just like, dude, how the fuck do you come up with another Ghostbusters after one of the best movies of the early 80s had a line of toys and a kick-ass cartoon, you know, that had
Right.
fucking, you know, Egon, Winston, and, you know, Spangler and all them in it, you know? So it's just like, you know, I don't know, but thank you for the tangent, JD. That's a good fucking topic. You know, you do have the holy fuck. See, JD knows what I'm talking about. He has the Doomy car, dude. I just
the original was called Echo One.
Yeah, Echo One was no. I thought it was Ecto. No, it was Ecto One, short for ectoplasm. Look it up.
Okay.
Ecto
I mean, it
One.
could be.
Yeah, dude. Did you fuck with Ecto Cooler? Ecto Cooler was my fucking drink. Remember? The shit came in a box. The fucking
man.
I see Ecto
For sure.
Cooler. Dude,
You know,
yeah,
this even spans into the fact that they're trying to do a reimagining of Gremlins.
What is it going to be? Woke? What is it going to be in space? Is it going to be a prequel? Like, or
just modern times, I
40
think,
years later. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what the lifespan of a gizmo would be, but
it couldn't be long, dude. Because the thing of it is like with all the rules of how to take care of a mogwai, you know what I mean? Those fuckers probably like, you know, they probably didn't live very long, I wouldn't assume. But you know what was really fucked up about the Gremlins 1 was when Phoebe Cates is telling the story about her dad getting stuck in the chimney and dying, and that's why she doesn't like Christmas. What a fucking morbid side story, dude. That's fucking
I
brutal.
thought it was genius in a way.
I loved it. No, don't get me wrong. That movie scared the shit out of me. Dude, Gremlins 1 and the first fucking
it sucked you in, man, to this like whole nother world.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about Critters. Do you remember Critters?
Critters was awesome. Yeah.
Loved
dude.
It.
Hey, do you happen to know, side tangent, channels or apps like Shudder and Chiller and this and that, which one of those channels has like the most like 80s and early 90s horror? You know what I mean? Like,
I would say Screambox is so much a better horror app. I used to be a huge fan of Shudder, and Shudder is really kind of like more for your obscure stuff. It does have a lot of those, 80s horror stuff, like all the, the go-tos, the most popular ones, the most cult following. But if you're looking for something, also mainstreamy, Screambox is where it's at, because they won't show that type of stuff on there. So if you're looking for like one place to go back and revisit some of those films, Screambox is like better.
So they've got like New Line Cinema stuff on there and all that. Okay, yeah, because I want to go back. I want to fucking watch Nightbreed. I want to watch Reanimator. Oh, fucking! I want to watch Fright Night, the original Fright Night, dude. The kid levitating, scratching on the fucking window, dude. Fright Night was the shit.
Nope, you're thinking of Salem's Lot.
No. Fright Night. It was the one when the Salem's Lot had the Nosferatu guy scratching on the window, right?
I'm thinking it was a little boy.
Oh shit, you're right. Well, didn't
You just
Fright Night?
cross the streams. Don't cross the streams.
We did, dude. It's fucking revisionist history, so I apologize. But what? I swear to God, Fright Night didn't it have like the nerdy kid floating up in the window? Okay,
No shit. You're no. There was
I'm not.
only one other film that did something similar, other than Salem's Lot, because the teenage boy's friend got bit, obviously, by Mr. Barlow.
Yes,
And he came to his window and was like, "Let me in, let me in."
that's
There was
what I'm
only
thinking
one other
of.
film. One other film did a similar scene, and that was the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer film.
That's fucking right, dude. Yeah, where he's on the second story. He's like float.
He's like,
Okay.
"Come on, let me in, man." Let me in.
Yeah, and then they pan to outside. Dude, I need to go back and watch that again. God damn it.
So good. I actually just watched that film not too long ago.
Dude, Buffy.
I still love it. You can't tell me it doesn't fucking rock. And the rock star of that film is Paul motherfucking Rubens. Rest in peace. He was the rock star of that film.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I love me some Rugger Hauer, but God damn it, Paul Rubens was the best vampire in that film.
And with Paul Rubens, I guess like the 10 to 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon with Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens was in one of my favorite movies ever, which was produced by Tim Burton, who also did Beetlejuice. Now,
that's right.
Let's talk about this teased out Beetlejuice 2 trailer. Or actually, poster.
It totally makes sense, though.
Okay, let's go.
Everything I've read about this remake, it really does make a lot of sense, because in the this will kill you. The cartoon series lasted way longer than the actual live action film, right? So in the cartoon series, Beetlejuice and Lydia are a thing. They're an item. But can you show Lydia and Beetlejuice? No, of course not. Especially for the times. So this film is about Lydia and Beetlejuice had a love child, which is where Jenna Ortega comes into the mix. So it actually does make sense.
It's sure it's canon. If it, it's,
but it's Tim Burton, so it's going to be dark and fucked up.
Okay, so that's a plus. Tim Burton doing it. Now, is it Michael Keaton doing Beetlejuice still?
Yes.
Yes.
And Winona Ryder is in there too as Lydia.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna watch it then, because I was talking to I think it was online, either talking to you or Kelsey about this. I was thinking, okay, I don't want Beetlejuice to be a woman. I don't want fucking Lydia to be.
Yes, JD. She also plays Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. I just didn't want them doing a Disney tweak on the shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Fuck yeah, dude. Michael Keaton coming back as Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder is in the shit. So hell yeah, dude. I'm down. Like
It's honestly the only way they could have pulled it off.
Catherine O'Hara passed away, didn't she?
I do believe so. Yep.
Fuck, man. She was awesome in that.
She was.
Yeah, dude. Shit. I wonder.
Don't forget Otho. Otho was like that slick motherfucking occult dude who was a fashion guru. Fucking loved his character.
Speaking of Otho, I was at a fucking flea market last weekend, and they had a fucking Otho action figure in the fucking in the package.
No way.
Yeah, he's wearing the fucking kimono robe or whatever. Dude.
I'm gonna have to pick me up one of those. So anybody out there in Black Flame Land knows where to get it, how to get it, let me know.
Dude, okay. if I head back over there, I'll call you and I'll have you Venmo me some cash real quick, and I will fucking buy it for you.
Oh,
dude,
badass. I didn't even know that those were even floating around,
Dude, It was
Because
in
I'm
a
like a
fucking.
big Tiny Toons fan. I buy a lot of the
Mhm.
Tiny Toons characters. So
That's awesome, dude. That's yeah, fuck yeah. So
hell
anyway, yeah,
yeah.
I'm stoked for that fucking Beetlejuice. So, I mean, dude,
Next
I guess,
year.
yeah, I guess we're wrapping this up, man. Are we are we done for the night, Black Flame Land? I mean, like, I mean, you talk about fucking Beetlejuice, which is in my top 10 fucking favorite movies of all time. You know what I mean? So,
I guess really honestly, the last thing that we could really cover is actually the final topic, really. And it spawns a little bit off of what we were just talking about. It's really interesting just how much, and you've kind of touched upon this yourself, that horror is so ingrained in our culture that it is taking many forms. So we here at the goddamn program just wanted to let you know that if you are a wine connoisseur, apparently you can get your hands on a bottle of The Exorcist. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, you can get a very interesting liqueur known as the Resident Evil. And not to mention that they have 3 different versions of it. Cololero Negro, and then there's Cololero Classico, and then there's Cololero Classico Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. I guess that's their latest one. And I'm still having trouble trying to figure out what kind of liqueur this is. But I mean, if you're a fan, you can drink it.
every single fucking, I don't even know what you call it, dude. There's every time I turn around, there's a band. Even bands with
Oh,
teetotaling
that's so true as well. I totally
non-drinkers,
forgot about that.
like, dude, yeah. I mean, dude, Kiss. I think there's like Kiss vodka. Gene Simmons is famous for fucking saying he doesn't drink and blah 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 blah. Just everybody's in the wine or beer game. At least it's not another fucking hot sauce. Every time you turn
Oh my
around,
God.
somebody is
Yeah.
talking.
I mean,
Dude, hot sauce and fucking coffee. Over the past 10 years, everybody's fucking
so
selling.
fucking true.
So here's the thing: I like hot sauce and I love coffee. I don't drink, so to me, if Exorcist is alcohol, it makes sense because you're gonna vomit up fucking pea soup by the end of the night. I don't know. You're gonna.
I
You're
mean,
gonna.
if you're going to go from start to finish, I could see that happening.
You're gonna
Or
get
if you're responsible,
You're gonna get
you'll take a little
transformed.
bit of Pazuzu in at a time.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You're gonna get fucking possessed. Dude, I don't know. It's honestly the Exorcist bottle looks fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like it's just
But shouldn't its motto be, if you drink this, you may need an old priest and a young priest? The
yeah. If you drink
compels you.
if you drink enough of this, you will suck cocks in hell.
Could you imagine what a shitstorm that would create?
Dude? You know what? Okay,
Drink
if
me.
I was if
Your
I
mother
was
will
a drink,
suck cocks in hell.
if I was a drinker and I was at a bar and they had that on their fucking like their second shelf or whatever, I'd want a shot of The Exorcist. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd want a fucking I'd want a bottle of the fucking Iron Maiden beer. I'd want the fucking the Motorhead wine. The Kiss vodka. I better never see a ball trimmer on this show, dude. Paul, you know what? I would love to be sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh, fucking
That would be
hell.
fucking awesome. So, but you know what, Paul?
Stevie T did it. Shit.
Yeah, dude. Every fucking podcast I listen to is sponsored by Manscaped. But
I mean, they're just trying to give it away.
I'll take it, man. Scape my man. Revive my crop and whatnot.
JD. He says, I bet Catholic priests would love that.
Yes, they would.
You are
as
more than correct, sir.
as they're downing a bottle of Exodus, they're downing a freaking mouthful of little boy.
Oh, don't
Okay.
even get me started on that one.
Did we go there? We went there.
We did. What the fuck? Well, that is the goddamn list for this Friday night. And I got to tell you, it has been a blast. And come back. You guys keep coming back. Please keep coming back. Spread the dark word. The show is not going anywhere. So definitely thank y'all so much out there in Black Flame Land for tuning in and supporting this show. Finally, it's something a little bit different, a little bit more fun, totally interactive. And we just love all the awesome comments out there. You guys are fucking fantastic.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Also, let us know, you guys. We know that you guys watch this on YouTube. We know that you guys, people listen to it on YouTube. If they're, I'm a big Spotify podcast guy. I'm a big Apple podcast guy. We do plan on having the audio versions of this available to go back and listen to. So if you guys have any preferences of how you like to take in your podcasts, please shoot us suggestions. Go on we have a brand new Facebook page, which I believe has 15 likes or followers on it. And we're on Instagram.
It's
and of
new.
course, we're here on YouTube. So share these episodes, subscribe, like all of our shit. We're going to be doing some standalone episodes. We're going to do some stuff out in the field. Reaper and Mischief will be out there at the different events.
Oh no. Not sure what happened to him. My goodness. But stay tuned for all the updates and definitely give us your feedback anytime that we're posting on there, the Facebook page for the goddamn program, all squished together. It's not separate. You can reach us there. You can reach us on the Instagram as well at the goddamn program. And again, thank you all so much for joining us. It has been an absolute blast. I've been laughing my ass off for about an hour and a half. Fucking love it. You guys have a great start to your weekend. And tune in Monday for Tracks of the Damned here on Black Flame Entertainment. And as you guys are laying it down, or maybe you're on your way to having a little bit of a party yourself, think about maybe adding hymns products to your evening if you're trying to get lucky. But the most important thing is always stay motherfucking heavy.